football fans from around the world. You are tuned into the CUDAcast, the official podcast of the Dubai Barracudas. I'm your host, Coach Jerry, and with me as always, the lovely Miss Gracie.
Hello, Barracuda family.
Hey everyone, welcome to the CUDAcast. You are listening to, what is it? CUDAcast?
Number 10.
Season 2, number 10.
My favorite number.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
One
Today it is.
The lonely. Yeah, today it is. Yes, our favorite number for today. I'm your host, as usual, Coach Jerry. With me, as always, the lovely Miss Gracie.
Nice to see you again.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy belated Valentine's Day.
I was going to ask you what your boyfriend get you.
Same thing as last year. Tradition.
Yeah. Tradition.
Yeah.
He maintained.
Yes. No surprises. So that was nice.
Right on.
No, we actually had a really nice brunch.
We did.
Can't complain. You know, it was a quick brunch, but it was tasty. Shout out to Shakespeare & Co.
Shout out, yep. Hashtag Shakespeare & Co.
Yeah. It's not sponsored. We got nothing for free, but it was good.
It's not sponsored. We truly do like it.
Yeah. So that was yesterday.
Yep. And then we had some adventures in babysitting.
You could call it that.
Right?
Yeah.
We babysat our godson, who's not quite 2. Did
you forget how exhausting that is?
Yes.
It had been a while, right?
It had been a while. It's they're just so energetic at that age.
Mm-hmm.
And, our house isn't childproof anymore.
No, you realize that really quick. You're
like, oh, don't climb on that. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh man, I left the knife there again.
Forks. We have forks laying around just because. No, but it's really fun. He's a cute kid. Likes to run around. Likes to play.
But I'm not gonna lie. Around 3:00 yesterday afternoon, I was exhausted.
I was
sleepy.
The one that needed a nap.
Yeah, I tried to trick him into napping, and
he's like, nah.
He just said no. He knows that word.
Yeah. He doesn't know a lot of words, but he knows that one. You want to take a nap? No. Like, so now it was all good.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
Yeah, it'd been too long since we'd done that.
Right.
We got to do it again more often. But with our kids, one at university, one at uni.
Go Longhorns and Hook 'em Horns,
and another one who's already a teenager. It's been a while. We went through it twice. Our kids are six years apart.
Yeah,
so we've definitely been through it twice.
Right.
But it was good, enjoyable.
And, yesterday during brunch, when they brought out the food, you and I both started eating, right?
Yeah,
and he's just there staring. Yeah,
I was like, oh. I forgot. We got to feed the little one first.
And you ate first?
So he ate, what did he get? Bread. He wanted bread.
Toast bread
with a marmalade. And he just licked the marmalade off of it.
As any kid would.
He had it on his hands. And then we got him some pancakes and bananas. So he was eating bananas and then pancakes. And then he wanted French fries. So we got him, giving him some French fries.
I know. We're bad.
He wanted apple juice and orange juice. So he drank some apple juice.
Then ice cream later.
And then we gave him ice cream. Yup. And we had given him nuggets the day before.
Sorry, Coach Cobb. And then we handed him over to his parents.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yes. No, so it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. And then we went took him to practice with us.
Yeah, he loves football.
He loves it. Runs around.
Mm-hmm.
Down, set hut. He knows what to do already. He's been around football enough.
He wanted to race me, and I said no because I didn't want to be embarrassed. And
that's right.
And have a 2-year-old beat me.
That's right. But so it was good. So then we got back into the football, back into the swing of things. And speaking of football, we had a full day as usual
on Friday.
On Friday, right? So it started with the Pewees. And they were playing the Alain Desert Foxes.
Right.
And what was the final score there?
We lost 32-0.
Is that the official score, 32-0?
That's what is on the EFL website.
I thought it was 20-something.
It might be.
Either way, I think it was 20-something at the half, which is, the first time they've ever been held to less than 30, I believe.
The Foxes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. They're doing some good work there. It's just the Foxes. They're a powerhouse. They have quite the players there. And yeah, it's just they've been beating everyone by 30 or more all season long.
Right.
So, it's just gonna be tough trying to overcome their athleticism and their size. Because they're
You can't leave that out. Yeah, they're big.
They're big boys, real big boys. I mean, they look like they can play bantam.
Well, I know they can.
So a couple of them look like they can play bantam. Yeah. So they fell 32-0, and we just got to get back and regroup, and look forward to the next game.
Yeah. So it's a tough loss, but our boys they don't give up.
Right. Hey, somebody's at the door.
Did you order food?
No.
That's the only time our dog barks.
When there's food.
That's sad, right?
No, because he's like,
No, he barks often.
No, he barks often, but like we'll order food, and I'll be sitting down on the couch, and then he kind of starts making his way to the door. I'm like, oh, the food's here.
So it's here. Yep.
Yeah. So before they even ring the doorbell, I already know. So.
Isaiah says, I'm going to wait a little while and not open the door right away, because then the delivery guy is going to think I'm creepy, right?
Right. Like
you've been waiting at the door.
Like I'll walk to the door half the time. I open it before he even rings the doorbell, and he's looking at me like,
how'd you know?
Now I'm like, oh, I got a dog over here who can hear you and smell the food from a mile away. He's for food, he's our canary in the coal mine for food. So kind of lets us know. It gives us a little bit of a hint before it gets here. So anyways, back to football.
Yeah, so Bantam had a bye. And yesterday at practice, our boys said, this is their words, not mine. They said, bye weeks suck.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
It's
Unless you're dealing with injuries, then bye weeks can be a blessing.
But in this case, what they meant is they want to get back out there.
Right.
They had a bye week, so next game up was...
But no. So on the Bantams, since we had a bye week, we've been taking it back to basics. So practice has been breaking it down, going back to what got us into our winning ways initially, cleaning up our blocking, cleaning up our tackling, going back to tackling technique, blocking technique, rushing technique, just pure
fundamentals.
Like pure fundamentals. Just the pure fundamentals, back to the basics. So even though we had a bye, these boys were anxious to play. We took advantage of that week off to really get back to it and get back to the grind and just grind it out like we were at training camp again, So I like the progress they saw, as far as getting their technique down, and all of that. It's gonna pay off, I feel, the rest of the season.
Right.
So so no game for us, but they're gonna come back. They're gonna be ready. They're definitely gonna be ready to play. I know I am. And I don't even play. I don't even play, and I'm ready. So, and then who did the JV play?
The Desert Foxes.
The Desert Foxes again. They're tough, and that score was 24-6.
Correct. In favor of the Foxes. The
JV, the JV Barracudas. I don't even want to call it bad luck. I just don't know what it is. I mean, we went last week with 6 injuries. We entered this game. We were playing 10-on-10, I believe, right off the bat.
Right.
So we were down a guy. We needed a sub. And then Joaquin Campos got injured. Mark got injured. I don't know what it is. It's just, we just don't have a lot of guys. Actually, on the roster, we have a pretty decent roster.
Yeah.
The problem is, Daniel's been out for a while with a, broken collarbone. He should be back soon. David Moshe has had a bum knee that he's more than likely
surgery today.
He was looking to get surgery done sometime this week. The problem is, then you need recovery, and the longer he waits, his recovery is extending into the postseason. So we have that, and then we had a Max, not Landeros, the Russian Max, Mazilhov. I don't remember.
That's good enough.
I don't remember.
That sounds good.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. So he'd been dealing with like bronchitis or something as well. Then Heinrich
Broken hand.
broken hand. He broke a finger. I mean, I just don't know. It's just injuries after injuries. Who else are we leaving out? Who else was injured? Ryan was dealing with a bum knee. Big Ryan lineman. He had a bum knee last week, but he played this week.
That's already half the team.
Mm-hmm. And then who else did we have? Yeah, so that's a lot of freaking injuries, right? So now your roster, where you have a strong roster of 14 or 15, now you're down to 10 guys. So we started off. And Tomas was missing because he was sick. So the first half it was actually pretty competitive, and then we got Joaquin got injured in the second half, and then I think when Mark got injured in the third quarter, they just called the game because we just
you can't afford to.
Oh, we were down to 8.
But 7. At the same time, you can't. Even with 10, it was.
Right. It was tough with 10.
Tough,
and what I'm saying, then Joaquin got hurt.
Yeah.
And then Mark got hurt. So now we're playing 8 on 8 or 7 on 7. So yeah, it was just really, really unfortunate. They do have a great team. A lot of those guys I coached them last year in the old JV division, which included 13-year-olds last year, and we made it all the way to the Desert Bowl.
Right.
So this is a team that core has been playing at a high level for quite some time. And this year, these injuries have just been brutal. So hopefully everyone heals up.
That's why you said that we're a bye week is
a blessing. In that case, that would be a blessing.
They have a bye week,
and they have a bye week coming up. But even then, with a broken hand like Heinrich, I think he's out a minimum of 3 weeks.
Okay, so it's been 2.
Daniel's been out. Well, no, I think it's 3 weeks from last week.
Wow.
So I think because it took a week for him to get to the doctor.
Oh,
Tough
goodness.
Kid. So it's just been, I don't know. It's just been really, really tough on those guys. But, if they get these returning players right, at the beginning of the postseason or maybe a game or 2 in, then we're looking pretty good. What you're going to deal with at that point is going to be not injuries, but, integrating everyone back into the offense, integrating everyone back into the defense. And, on offense, getting the timing down. If Daniel comes back, now we have, Daniel back there instead of Vlad. These guys have been used to playing with Vlad at QB, so that timing's different. The way he throws is different. So, yeah, it would be interesting. But, again, I'd rather have everyone back and deal with those issues than deal with injuries, right? So good luck to them moving on. They have a bye this week, so that'll be good. And then after the JV game, we also had a varsity game, and they played Team Abu Dhabi. Now, before I tell you the score, this Team Abu Dhabi is a team that beat them, I think, 3 weeks ago, like 53-12 or 52-12, somewhere in there. They're a tough team. They're a combined team, so Team Abu Dhabi is just everyone at the varsity level is one team. They don't have 2 teams at that level. But our varsity boys went in there, and they tied them up, 22-22. It was an exciting game. Some points were left on the field. There was I don't want to be too critical of our referees, but there was 2 that I can recall, 2 key plays that really, affected the score. One was a pass in the red zone when we were on offense. We were about to score. I believe it was like 4th down. Vlad drops back, chunks the ball. I'm sorry.
You're in the zone.
Max Landeros drops back, and he throws the ball, and there was a no call pass interference. So our guy had a couple of guys on him. He kind of got banged around a little bit, messed up his route. While the ball was in the air, so it was a no call. So we ended up turning the ball over on downs, and then on the flip side, right before in the 4th quarter, before the game was over, we made a defensive stand inside the 5, and they called, I believe it was Max Landeros as well. They said he high tackled the guy. I'm not sure what a high tackle is. I'm familiar with a horse collar, which is when you stick your hand behind, when you grab the guy basically from the back of his jersey, right, and you horse collar him that way. I understand a clothesline when you come put your arm across his face or across his neck,
right.
From the front, and you tackle him that way like WWE. Then you have face mask when you actually grab the face mask. But I'm not sure what a high tackle, I've asked for clarification, and I'm not sure. Maybe I need to get with some of these league officials again,
Right.
because I'm not sure what, if I tackle someone by the shoulders,
and I
I don't know. So, anyways,
it's too subjective.
Yeah, so we ended up. So that was a stop. We would have won the game, and instead we got a flag, and they got the ball at the 1 yard line. So a couple plays later, they punched it in and tied it up. But so I don't know. I don't know what that high tackle stuff is all about. Like I said, if you come in with a headlock or a clothesline or a horse collar, but I didn't see any of that. But the referee saw something else.
Wow.
Yep.
It was an exciting game, physical game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of emotion shown on our side.
Right.
It was
That being said, they're also missing. We also have a couple of other guys that are new to the team that weren't able to play because they haven't had the requisite practices. They registered a couple of weeks ago, but they have to make those 4 practices, and it's like you've been to 1 or 2, you need those 4, and we just don't play that way where we just don't fudge it. We just don't fudge it that way, and so. Hopefully, again, going to the playoffs, we'll have a couple of new guys. I think we have 2 new guys and 1 returning player. So hopefully they'll be able to come in and contribute right off the bat. We played with 1 substitute, and this one guy, all we did was have him kick. That's all he was doing. So he didn't get a whole lot of playing time due to some issues he's been having. But all in all, big ups to all those boys. I think the Landeros brothers played well. Mason just played lights out. I don't think I've ever seen that boy hit that hard. I didn't know he had it in him. But on defense, he was just laying the wood. I was like, man, this boy is just, like you said, it was an emotional game. They were pumped up, and, good big play by Mason Landeros. Max always goes out there and puts it all on the line. I mean, just top to bottom, F.A. and Salazar.
How
Chris
fast is Salazar?
That boy, hey, big ups, what, special teams. All right, so I set up a blocking.
That was awesome.
I set up a blocking scheme for these guys, and they kicked to Salazar, and he just used his speed, cut it upfield, and when all the defenders got there, he cut it across the field, reversed it, came back up, and took it to the house.
Yeah,
it was great.
That was exciting.
Ryan played well. I think Mate had one of his best games ever. Carl, just everyone, top to bottom.
Yeah, they showed up for sure.
Who else did we have out there?
Pikeaway,
Dex Pikeaway. Man, he's a beast, isn't he? When they give him the ball, he's just a beast. Yeah. He's a beast. So just Ferris, just top to bottom.
Proud of
everyone.
Them. So proud.
Michael, everyone out there. It was just a fantastic game.
I think hands down that was the most exciting Barracuda's game of Friday, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Hands down.
For sure. It was real exciting.
Yeah.
The men came over to watch and support.
And you know what? That does motivate our youth big time.
Indeed.
I mean, just having them, cheer and yell and get just as excited as everyone else, that pumps up our boys big time. So
of course, and that it's important. It's important for everyone to see that we support each other. The men come over. We watch the men's. So the varsity was watching and supporting the men's team, and then they had to go warm up and get ready for their game. And then after the men's game, they came over to support the varsity team.
Right.
So no, just all the way around. It was just great support. And the Barracudas, I think we're known for that. Top to bottom, we have a really cohesive club.
Right.
We have guys watching the Pee-wee game and cheering them on. Then some of the Pee-wees will stay over, watch the Bantams. Will stay to watch the JV. Just watch the varsity and the men's. It's just top to bottom. Great organization, full support, and the varsity really, really.
And it really starts with the CUDA-cast.
That's it. we are the glue that holds the league together. We are the nucleus around which the electrons, aka the other teams, revolve around. No, so speaking of electrons, what's up with these gravitational waves they found?
The
LIGO. LIGO.
I saw Professor Hawking.
Yeah.
Discuss it. I understood half of it.
So, so basically, it's Einstein predicted that gravity will warp space and time, right?
Right.
So that was one of his theorems, 100 years ago or whatever. And now they were able to set up what they call an interferometer. So they fire off a laser. Our freaking puppy is being a punk. He doesn't want to hear about gravity waves.
Maybe I should start growling too.
So basically, they fire a laser in one direction, like 4 kilometers in one direction, then 90 degrees. Mm-hmm. So 90 degrees off of that, they fire a laser in a different direction. So when a gravity wave comes through, it affects, I don't want to say the timing, but it essentially shortens or lengthens the path that laser travels. So they're 90 degrees away from each other, so you're able to detect, like an XY almost. Right. And they're able to determine using constructive and destructive interference if there's any changes there. So that's what an interferometer is, right? And then they replicated that.
What's a tachometer?
A tachometer is it's a meter that measures what? What does it measure?
RPM.
That's right, which stands for? What is
revolutions per minute.
That's right. Look at you.
I went to school.
That's what's up. Driving school. Yeah, so it's kind of a big deal for all those physics nerds. So that was pretty cool. So anyways, back to
football.
So as I was saying, they replicated that at 2 different locations with 2 different interferometers.
Uh-huh.
So they were able to confirm each other's data. So
okay.
That's gravity waves.
Good
gravity
stuff,
waves exist, and they were able to pick up the gravity waves from 2 black holes which were circling each other, and apparently they turned those waves into audio so you can listen to it, get like
so
an audio
cool.
like an audio representation of what 2 black holes circling each other. So
available on iTunes now.
As a matter of fact, I might just throw it in here. So here we go. And that's what they sound like.
Interesting.
All right. So, anyways, back to football. Our last game on Friday, which is actually our second to the last game, was the men's.
We're not going in order of
we went Pee-wee.
We're going in order of division. Yeah.
Order of division. So the men's played the Stallions, and they tied them earlier this year, back in December when we had some of the coaches with us in Orlando, who were also playing on the men's division. So they were a little bit short, and they tied up. However, on Friday, the men's went out there and got the W,
28-6.
28-6. So good win for those boys. They came out. And Cobb fumbled right off the bat.
Yes, again.
Twice.
Mm-hmm.
He picked it up, ran, fumbled again. But he
says he does that for entertainment purposes.
That's it.
To keep us,
to keep us on our toes. To keep us on our toes. Yeah, because that happened the last game as well. But they recovered well, and he went on to have a great game. They got the W, 28-6. Any highlights there?
Let's see.
Liban wasn't playing.
No, he was a spectator.
He was a spectator.
Not sure why.
Still talking noise. Michael Hinga wasn't playing. He's been dealing with an injury.
He's been injured.
The dynamic duo was there. The receiver set of Daniel Verani and
he was back.
And Michael Anderson.
Did he play?
A couple of 1-2 wide receivers. I don't know because I was warming up the varsity.
The varsity.
I was getting them.
I'm not sure if he
I'm not sure what their
how
stats
much
were.
time
Yeah, I'm
he
not sure
was
what their
able to play.
stats were.
Yeah.
But Samer Omar, of course, he was beasting out there as
Luke
usual.
Norrie.
Luke
Again.
Norrie.
Oh my goodness.
Luke Norrie. Next time, don't hold the ball out. So he was running, en route to a touchdown, and right at about the 10-yard line, he sticks the ball out.
Right.
He got flagged for taunting.
What is it called?
It was like no, he was
It's excessive celebration.
Right.
Because it's
unsportsmanlike. I think that's what they hit him for. So that touchdown ended up coming back.
It was nice too.
Stefan Kristen, number 99, big old dude. Oh man, he had a couple of nasty hits just coming off that end. Number 99, that guy. I remember him playing a couple years ago when he first began, and he's a South African guy. I believe played rugby, and he is just built like a freaking robot. This guy's just, I don't know. He's a big old
like a
dude.
big transformer.
Like he's like more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Big dude, real big dude. And the way he's progressed the last couple of seasons, from when he first started playing to the way he's playing now, man, you better watch out because he's just
he's learned the game.
He's learned the game, and I saw some of his highlights that he posted. The day of the game, the day after the game. And I'm like, ouch! I felt bad for the opposing QBs because he was just tearing them up. They were getting a lot of pressure back there, and so good stuff. They came away with that win.
Good defense, right?
Yep, of course.
They held them to 6 points. So that makes the men's 4-0-1.
Outstanding. Yeah, that one is the one they tied at against the Stallions.
Right.
So we got the W against them. So that our current records are what? What are our current standings? So men's are four wins, 0 losses, one tie.
Pee Wee is 3-3.
So 3 wins and 3 losses.
Correct. Bantam is 5-1.
5 wins, 1 loss against the Vipers.
And JV is 5-2, both losses
against
the Foxes.
Tough team.
And varsity is 0-5-1.
So no wins,
so they
5
tied.
losses. Today was Friday was their first tie. So it's a step in the right direction for those guys.
I think I don't know. I have a great feeling about them.
Me too.
It's one of those.
They're starting to peak. At
the right time.
I was talking to their coach, Patrick Campos, and he's saying, that needle's beginning to point up for those boys right at the time you want it to, right before the playoffs. So as you're entering the playoffs, their confidence is coming up. They're playing well. They've added a couple of new players that'll contribute, greatly right off the bat. So
I see it.
I expect good things from these guys.
Just keep working hard and
indeed.
Showing up to practice like always,
and they've been putting in the work.
Yeah, it shows.
They've been putting in the work. Gene Simmons, the singer for Kiss, says,
you said it last week.
Not last week. So what did I say? Say it.
You said something about practice isn't luck.
The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yes, there you go. No, you were telling your Bantam group.
Right.
Because they said something like, oh, he's so lucky he has all this money.
Right.
Not knowing all the hard work he's put into building his business or what have you.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. All right. So for this coming week, what do we have?
We have 3 games. Our first game is at 1, Bantam Barracudas versus Stallions at the Sevens.
That's going to be interesting. Actually, I think for a lot of these divisions, I'm not sure about the Pee-wees, but for example, the Bantams and JV, not so much because they have a bye. A lot of the schools here, they do that week without walls where they take a week-long trip with their school. They visit another country and they help out. They do community service. Some of these guys go to impoverished nations and build houses and schools and visit orphanages and that kind of stuff, which culturally is, fantastic for these boys, especially coming from Dubai, right, where everything is gold and glitter.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. At the Bantam division, we're going up against the Stallions, but I already know we're missing 2 of our boys, and the Stallions are missing a handful of their boys. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be, we're not going to have the subs we normally have, so it might be a little bit more of a Ironman football this week and possibly even next week.
Make some adjustments.
Right. But, it affects all teams equally, right? Everyone's kind of losing a guy. So yeah, Bantam plays at 1 against the Stallions at the Sevens.
Pee Wee plays at 1:30 against the Abu Dhabi Wildcats.
Good game.
It should be a very good game. And then varsity plays at 5 versus the Stallions.
That's going to be
That's a true test right there.
That's a test for sure. That's going to be a test right there because the Stallions are pretty tough. You know, they got some playmakers there. They won the Desert Bowl last year.
They did.
Right. So they brought back 3 other key players that I know of.
Mauricio,
who's the QB, Jack Buck, who's just a monster on defense, and Brandon. I forget his last name, but he was also a Falcon. So yeah, they
have a strong team.
They have a strong team, but it'll be a good test for our boys.
Yeah.
Like I said, they've been putting into work. I think a couple of these new players have finally gotten enough practices, even though it's been a couple weeks. I think they'll finally
be good to go, right?
They'll finally be able to play, right? And then so JV and the men's division,
they both have
a bye. So
it's actually a short day for us.
Should be a short day. So at 1 p.m., 1:30, and 5
at 5. At the 7s.
At the 7s, right. Man, so I never get to watch any of the Pee Wee games because it seems
you won't get to watch this one either.
I won't be able to watch this one either. No, because not at all. Maybe the end of it, depending on how long.
Theirs don't last as long as yours.
Right. So good luck to the Pee Wees and the Bantams and the varsity. We need to get those wins, get that momentum going as we enter the playoffs, as we finish off the season. There's only a couple games left.
This one and one more,
this
right?
one and next week's games, yep. And then we go into the playoffs. So it's imperative for these guys to go out there, get their offense going, get their defense going, start finalizing their rotations, their positions, and, finish the season strong.
Can you finish that sentence?
No, I can't. And then I got a little bit of tongue twister.
Yeah, you got too excited.
I got
Calm
too excited.
down.
No, I can't. So as I was saying, finish the season strong as you enter the playoffs and carry that momentum forward. So that should do it for this week's games, right? Just 3.
Just 3 games.
But, we say it's a short day for us, but we always end up staying watching all the other games.
Yeah, I meant, it's
right.
a short
We're gonna end up staying watching.
Yeah, of course. Whoever the men are, whatever night game there is.
Whoever the 6 o'clock or whatever. So
we have no life other than football. So
that's right. So, all right. Well, other than that, what else you got going on next week?
Well, I don't have anything pending, but did you see the All-Star game? NBA.
You're talking about the NBA now?
I have to. I'm a huge NBA fan.
Me too.
That's my first true love.
Me too. I have a confession to make. My confession is that basketball is my first true love.
I know.
I'm a fan. Now, don't get me wrong. The last couple of years, I've been giving all my attention to football. So I think football right now took the number 1 spot. I'm more a football fan now than
you're just surrounded by it. That's why.
I'm more a football fan now the last couple of years than I have been a basketball fan. But basketball is always near and dear to my heart.
Right.
Kind of like you, the lovely Miss Gracie.
So me and basketball are tied.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I've known basketball longer. Why are you getting mad? I didn't even know you when I knew basketball.
Did the NBA get a Valentine's Day gift?
I was talking to basketball way before I even knew you. Why are you getting mad? So no, I want to see. I need to get on iTunes or the NBA.com
and get the game.
I want to get the 3-point.
Yes.
Big ups to Klay Thompson from Golden State Warriors, who won that 3-point contest. And man,
and the slam dunk.
That's
my favorite.
That slam dunk. Some of those guys are just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't seen the full competition, the slam dunk competition, but I guess it started off a little bit slow. Right?
That's what I heard. And then, actually, that's what you told me.
Right. That's what you heard? Really? Who'd you hear that from?
I'm trying to sound professional, according to the AP.
Right. Well, what I read on the wire. Okay.
Yeah, you told me
the ticker tape. No, I started off, again, kind of slow, and then the final competition has drawn comparisons to Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. They were going, which is ridiculous. Because that competition, I remember it.
I remember it too.
Was, I think 85, somewhere in there.
We were just babies.
It was just, that's when Michael Jordan jumped from the free throw and dunked it. Olajuwon was just being a beast out there. They were going back and forth. I think if I remember correctly, I think on that final dunk, Olajuwon got like a 49, and then Michael Jordan dunked it from the free throw and got a perfect 50.
That infamous,
the jump man,
right?
And that sealed it. So it's drawing comparisons to that,
wow,
to that slam dunk contest. And the last few years, I felt the slam dunk contest was getting a bit gimmicky.
Well, they were doing. He would jump over a Kia car, or
right,
right,
or they'd put a cupcake with a candle, and then he'd jump, blow out the candle,
and they did take him 10, his entire 3 or 5 tries to get that one,
right, or it would take 4 minutes to put the freaking cupcake up there and light the candle, and then get the cape, and I don't know. That was Dwight Howard with the cape,
Superman.
So I felt it had gotten a.
Was it? Do you think it? From
it was
this
Blake
year,
Griffin who jumped over the car, right?
Yeah, it was Blake Griffin. And do you think it's better or as comparable to Vince Carter?
Have
you seen any of the? No,
I've seen a couple of them. I've seen a couple of the dunks. Like I said, I've only seen the highlights of it, and it seems like they're using their athleticism more.
Good,
right? I mean I can't remember the guy's name where he brought it through his legs. Like he was sitting down on a chair, right, under his legs, under both legs, and dunked it. And then you have the other man. I'm drawing a blank on both of the finalists. Where's Isaiah when you need him?
I know he already saw all of them.
And then this other the other guy, he jumps for the free throw, from the free throw through the legs and dunks it.
The other guy to the other guy.
And then there was the other guy, and then the other guy.
He was wearing a basketball jersey. Basketball shoes.
You put me on the spot. I wasn't prepared to talk basketball because I haven't seen it yet. But so for me, from what I saw, it was just they're going back to just athleticism, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah,
less gimmicky. Just show me what you can do.
It's Kobe Bryant's last appearance
in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the slam dunk.
I wanted to fast forward.
No, because I'm not done talking about the slam dunks.
Don't give me that look either.
And then you ask about Vince Carter, then you want to fast forward. You didn't even let me answer about Vince Carter. Yeah, I was trying to transition into that about athleticism and how they got away from the gimmicks and just using their straight raw athleticism to dunk and do
pure strength, manly strength.
When I saw Vince Carter dunk, he won that competition on his very first dunk,
and he knew it
on that very first dunk. I've never
remember when he did it's over.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very first dunk. And the crowd went wild. This fool is so creative and so athletic in his prime. I think he's the best dunker I've ever seen.
Me too.
I think he's better than Michael Jordan.
Me too.
At dunking,
hands down. Yes.
He is the best dunker.
That's why I wanted that's why
dunker,
I asked.
Pure dunker I have ever seen.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to jump over a car or blow out a candle or, put a chair. No. This fool... What I liked about Vince Carter was we've all seen the Statue of Liberty dunk, which is a 360 dunk where you hold the ball over your head, right? Like the Statue of Liberty. He does it, but he spins backwards. So normally, if you're right-handed, you're spinning to your right, so it'd be counterclockwise, right? So if you're looking at the guy from the top,
okay,
he's spinning counterclockwise. So when he comes over, the ball naturally gets
flows in,
right? He's doing it counterclockwise, so he's going and like a reverse 360, and then he brings the ball down, swings it over, and then dunks it. I mean, that for me, because back in the day when I used to dunk,
on your
on my Fisher Price,
on your Fisher Price,
that reverse
plastic one,
that reverse is difficult to do.
Yeah,
that reverse is difficult to do because it's going against
your natural motion.
Right.
Yep.
So he's forcing himself. So creativity, athleticism, I think Vince Carter. Until I don't know. I haven't seen this
I'm
latest
so
slam dunk.
I want you to get it today.
Well, I'm gonna have to see if it's on iTunes. And Vince Carter, for me, hands down, is the best dunker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So and then the All-Star game. Yeah, Kobe Bryant's last All-Star game.
Now, can I talk about Kobe Bryant?
The Black Mamba.
Yeah. His last All-Star appearance. He's retiring, and
I think it was his 18th appearance.
Wow,
that's freaking nuts!
Amazing. No wonder he's tired, right? Yeah, it was a high. What 200?
It was 193 to like 170 something. Yeah. It was ridiculous. ridiculous.
I saw I saw the score when there was 1 minute left.
Yeah.
It was 190 to 170.
It's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You know, we talked about
They're
this.
performing.
Right.
Right?
We talked about this beforehand where, in the past, even though it's an all-star game, it gets a bit competitive when you have guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they want to get
They want each their own, right?
Right. So there was a couple years where it would stay real competitive. This time around, from the opening buzzer, I mean, they were just alley-oops, and they were throwing it off the glass and all sorts of craziness, which I found odd because
Greg Popovich was the coach.
Greg Popovich, the coach for the San Antonio Spurs, is a coach.
Yeah, he said he sees the talent, the skill. He was there to have fun as well.
Right.
And that shows a lot, right? He, like you said, he's well set in his coaching style, and to see that,
he's a
those points.
He's a real disciplined coach.
Yes.
I'm real big on defense with the Spurs. Actually, and he's kind of gotten away from playing purely defense with the Spurs. He lets them run around a little bit. But yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. He said he was happy. He was just there to have fun.
Is letting y'all throw it off the glass.
Yeah.
He's letting y'all alley-oop. Man.
Does he know about this?
Yep. Y'all are going behind his back and not letting him know. But yeah, just from the opening buzzer, they were just getting crazy and alley-oops and like zero defense. They just shooting 3 balls left and right. I mean, it was exciting. So definitely gonna watch it. I just watched a little bit of the first quarter, so I'm definitely gonna go back and finish watching it. But yeah. So that was an
All-Star.
Good NBA
All-Star weekend.
All-Star weekend. That's right. So now we
Sorry
have.
about that.
So back. What happened? You hit your face.
I hit my
You hit
face.
your face with a golden mic, with the golden microphone. So we hope
Back
to see
to
all you
football.
guys. Yeah, we
Yes.
hope to see all you guys at the Sevens this coming weekend. Get out there, support.
Get out there while the weather's still perfect. It was cold, but it was really nice.
I was super cold during the varsity game last week. I was
Really?
like, brr, brr, brr. My teeth were chattering. Yeah.
Maybe you need to get out there and play. Warm up.
No.
No, I take that as a no.
So, all right. So we hope everyone gets out there. Come support the teams. Come support your peewees, your bantams, and your varsity, and come watch some football while the weather's still nice.
Get some. They sell adult beverages.
They
Just
sell
in case
adult
y'all were
beverages at the
wondering.
Sevens. Yeah, they do indeed. They do indeed. So bring
Not
your
that
money.
I know.
So bring your money.
And just a heads up. I think next week we're gonna have some special guests. Some
That's right.
peewees
Yep.
will be making an appearance. I hope.
Right. We're trying to set
Which
that
should
up.
be fun.
Yep.
Different perspective on the game, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, what we're trying to do, we're trying to get each division on a video podcast. We had some things going on this week with practice and some coaching issues that we couldn't, logistical issues that we couldn't overcome. So we had to put the peewees off until this coming week. So this next week we'll actually interview the peewees. We're looking to have Coach Scott, Coach Sonny, and a couple other players show up. And so we'll do another video podcast next week. But for this week, you only get me and the lovely Miss Gracie.
Lucky you.
Kicking it old school. So,
To show you guys how much he loves me, he asked if I wanted the microphone stand.
right.
I said, yes, I do. What did you say?
I went,
Because that requires extra work.
You are so needy.
Yeah.
Just hold the microphone.
I'm holding it. That's how I punched myself in the face with it by accident.
All right. So, when we do the podcast here at the house, it's just Gracie and I. So it's a very small setup. Basically it's just a
We have
recorder.
candles on. It's very romantic,
That's
actually.
That's it. Hey, happy Valentine's. What's up, girl? Valentine's every day in our house. So it's very minimal. We have one recorder, 2 mics, 2 headphones.
Easy
That's it.
setup.
Easy setup. So, all right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys on Friday, at the Sevens. And if you see us out there, come by and say hi. Tell us you listen to the podcast.
Autographs are free.
Autographs are free, but pictures aren't. So, come on by, say hi. We'll see all you guys out there. And if you have any questions,
Or if you want to be on the CUDA cast,
or if you want to be on,
submit your application.
that's it. So we can reject you 3 times, and then we'll accept you. That way it feels like you earned it.
Like you worked for it.
Like you earned it. We can be found on Facebook. Do a search for the CUDAcast, like our page. We can be reached at thecudacast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at Twitter at the CUDAcast, all one word. At the CUDAcast, all one word. For the moment, we don't have any other.
Yeah, it's a lot of social media to keep up with.
And if you don't have iTunes or you don't want to go to YouTube, you can always go to thecudacast.com. That'll take you to the CUDAcast blog. And the CUDAcast blog is just a website that will host all our audio files. None of the video files. All the video files are on YouTube. So if you're at work or something and YouTube is blocked, just go to thecudacast.com and you could get the download link for our MP3s from there. Actually, I think you can play them right off the page.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can play them right off the page. So
easy enough, right?
And we are the CUDAcast on iTunes. Open up your podcast application on your iPhone or iOS device and subscribe, and you'll get a notification when there's new downloads available.
That is so cool.
That's what's up.
Speaking of, I have a few shows I need to watch today.
Which ones? Which ones are you downloading?
How to Get Away with Murder.
What season?
That's season 2.
Mm-hmm. Did you
I
get it
love
on
that show.
HD?
I believe so. Whatever iTunes had.
Whatever iTunes has. And what's the show you've been watching on Netflix?
It's a Spanish show. It's in Spanish. It's called Club de Cuervos. It's about their soccer club, and
nice.
brother and sister are co-owners, and they're in conflict. It's excellent, but it's in Spanish. So
Chris Salazar, you can watch it. Get on it.
It's a lot of a mature audience for sure.
Oh,
yes,
okay. Chris Salazar, you can't watch it.
Yeah, unless you're over. He is actually. He can. He can watch it.
He's 18.
It's. I recommend it.
Yep. Right on. So, all right. Hope to see all you guys out in the field. And until next time, goodbye, everybody.
Go Kudas.
Music by Audionautics.com.